It was a quiet night in the countryside. The sky was clear, stars shining above like tiny diamonds. Only the soft wind moved through the trees. Everything felt calm till the silence was broken by a strange sound. Whoosh! A bright light shot across the sky, faster than anything anyone had seen before. Birds flew away in fear. The object was glowing, red and orange, burning through the sky like a fireball. Within seconds, it crashed deep into the forest with a loud boom. Nearby, an old farmer named Mr. Henry was sitting on his porch, drinking tea. When he saw the light, he thought it was a meteor. But when he heard the explosion, he knew something was wrong. He grabbed his flashlight and ran toward the forest. The trees were dark, but the smell of burning metal led him forward. After walking for 10 minutes, he saw it, a strange silver object half buried in the ground. Smoke was rising from it. It didn't look like a plane or a helicopter. Then, he saw her. A girl around 16 or 17 years old was lying near the crash site. Her skin was pale. She wore strange clothes, silver and black, like something out of a movie. Her long black hair was glowing slightly in the moonlight, and her eyes were closed. Henry rushed to her. She was breathing, but just barely. "Hey, can you hear me?" he said. The girl didn't answer. He called emergency services and soon an ambulance arrived. The girl was taken to the nearest hospital. Next morning, City Hospital. The doctors were confused. The girl had a few scratches but no serious injuries. She should have been badly hurt in the crash, but her wounds were healing too fast. One doctor said, "It's like her body is repairing itself on its own." The police came to question her, but the girl couldn't remember anything, not even her name. "Where are you from?" the officer asked. I don't know," she whispered. "Do you remember how you got here?" She shook her head. "I remember. Stars, fire, then nothing." They ran her fingerprints. Nothing in any database. No ID, no missing person report. It was like she didn't exist. 3 days later, hospital room. The girl sat by the window, looking at the sky. She felt strange. Her mind was full of flashes, images she didn't understand. She saw a giant ship, fire, and people running. Then a voice calling her name, but it was not a human voice. Suddenly, the lights in her room flickered. The machines beeped. She looked down at her hands. They were glowing faint blue. She whispered, "What am I?" A nurse walked in and saw her. The lights returned to normal. The nurse thought it was just a power glitch, but something had changed in the girl. Later that night, security room. A security guard was watching the hospital camera footage. He leaned back in his chair, half asleep. But suddenly, something on the screen made him sit up straight. He zoomed in on room 212, the mystery girl's room. There she was, floating 3 feet above the bed, completely still. Her eyes were closed, her hair moving like she was underwater. A soft blue glow surrounded her body. Then, just as suddenly, she dropped back onto the bed. The guard rewound the footage and watched it again. What the hell? Next morning, secret lab. The hospital had secretly taken a sample of the girl's blood and sent it to a private lab. They wanted answers. The report came back that morning. Dr. Raymond Lee, the lead scientist, read the results twice. 94% of her DNA was human, but 6% was not. He looked at his assistant. This can't be from Earth." Back in the hospital, the girl opened her eyes suddenly. Her body felt hot. Her heart was racing. She sat up in bed. Flashes filled her mind again, this time clearer. A burning ship. Voices screaming. Someone grabbing her arm. A metal door closing. A launch. Silence. Stars. Then the crash. She whispered. The only word that felt real to her. "They're coming." It was 2:43 a.m. In a high-security government lab. A single red light blinked on a computer screen. Match not found. The machine had just finished scanning the DNA sample from the hospital. Scientists stared at the screen in silence. No one spoke. No one moved. The room felt colder. Dr. Raymond Lee removed his glasses and leaned closer. "This isn't human," he said softly. 12 hours earlier, hospital room 212. The girl, still, without a name, sat on the hospital bed staring at her reflection in the window. She saw herself, same face, same body, but inside, something felt different, wrong, or maybe not from this world. Nurses noticed she barely slept, barely ate, but somehow stayed strong. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. No one could explain. She had a strange mark on her neck, a symbol like a spiral with tiny stars. The doctors thought it was a birthmark. But to her, it felt like a key. That morning, she had another vision. This time, it wasn't a dream, it was a memory. She saw two figures in white armor. They were speaking in a language her ears didn't understand, but her mind did. One of them said, "The hybrid must be destroyed before the truth spreads." She woke up gasping for air. Meanwhile, in the secret lab Lee and his team dug deeper. They compared her DNA with every known species, every recorded human variation. But the results stayed the same. 6% of her DNA was unclassified, a code no one had ever seen. Then Dr. Lee remembered something. 30 years ago, he had worked on a top-secret mission. A crashed satellite had picked up strange biological material from space. That material had similar patterns to what he saw now. "This can't be a coincidence," he whispered. "She's connected to that, whatever it was." Back at the hospital, the girl was restless. She felt watched, followed. Every time someone passed her room, her heart raced. She didn't trust the doctors anymore. Something deep inside told her to leave. That evening, a man in a black suit arrived at the hospital. He had no name tag, no medical badge. Just a tablet in his hand and a cold stare in his eyes. He walked straight to the nurse's desk and said, "I'm taking the girl." The nurse looked confused. "But she's not cleared for discharge." The man smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "She doesn't need clearance. She's not even one of you." Inside the room, the girl felt it again, danger. Her fingers began to tingle. The lights flickered. As the man opened the door, time seemed to slow. Her instincts kicked in. She raised her hand without thinking, and the man flew backwards, hitting the wall hard. Everything in the room shook. The machines beeped wildly. Glass shattered. She stood up. Her eyes glowed bright blue now. Something had awakened. In the hallway, doctors and guards rushed toward the noise. But the girl was already gone. Security cameras later showed her walking calmly through the hospital halls. Doors opened on their own. Lights followed her like she was carrying the sun inside her. She disappeared into the night. Later, Dr. Lee's office. Lee watched the camera footage with shaking hands. He had seen many strange things in his career, but never this. "She's more than alien," he said. "She's a message." His assistant frowned. "What do you mean?" Dr. Lee pointed at the DNA report on his screen. "This isn't just alien code. It's designed, built, like a warning or a weapon." Meanwhile, in an abandoned warehouse, the girl found a place to hide. An old warehouse on the edge of the city. It was cold and dusty, but quiet. She sat in the dark and held her head. More images filled her mind, stars exploding, people running, a voice calling her name. "Kalara. You must survive." That name. It echoed again and again. Was that her name? "Kalara." She whispered it aloud. "Kalara." Suddenly, a hidden screen in the wall turned on, an old alien device buried in the shadows. Her voice had activated. A strange map appeared. Coordinates, space routes, and one glowing point. Earth. She wasn't lost. She was hiding. And now, someone knew where she was. Final scene, unknown location. far away, in deep space. A large black ship floated silently. Inside, a tall figure watched a screen. It showed Earth's location. She has awakened, the figure said. Another voice replied, deep and cold, send the hunters. The hybrid must not live. Scene opens. Not on Earth. Instead, in the deep black of space, far beyond any human eye, a strange machine floats in silence. It looks broken, like it hasn't worked in 1,000 years. But inside, a red light begins to blink. Beep, beep, beep. The signal has been received. Back on Earth, old warehouse Akala wakes up suddenly, sweating. Her heartbeat is loud, her head spinning. For a moment, she forgets where she is. Then she hears it again, a soft whisper, not with her ears, but inside her mind. Return to the source. Follow the stars. Activate the memory. She grabs her head, trying to shut out the noise. But it's not just sound, it's like a map is being downloaded into her brain. Coordinates, symbols, a place deep in the mountains. She gasps. I have to go, she whispers. Meanwhile, Dr. Lee's secret lab. Dr. Lee hasn't slept for 2 days. He keeps looking at Kalara's DNA file, trying to understand the strange 6%. That doesn't belong to Earth. Then something strange happens. The computer connected to her sample starts transmitting a signal, but not through normal frequencies. It's sending inward, not outward. Dr. Lee stares in shock. Is she calling something, or is something calling her? His assistant looks confused. You mean her DNA is a receiver? No, Dr. Lee says slowly. Her DNA is a key. Kalara. On the move, Kalara walks through the dark forest near the city's edge. She moves fast, as if her body knows the path even if her mind doesn't. The symbols in her head glow brighter when she walks in the right direction. They guide her like stars once guided sailors at sea. Soon, she reaches the mountains. There, hidden between 2 cliffs, is an entrance, a cave no human has ever found. Inside, it's quiet, cold, but she feels safe. As she walks deeper, the walls begin to glow, reacting to her presence. At the center of the cave, a strange object waits, a tall black crystal, floating above the ground. Her hand moves on its own. She touches it. The crystal activates suddenly, the cave lights up. A holographic screen appears, spinning around her. Strange symbols turn into words she can now understand. Project Kalara, Hybrid Guardian. Memory lock, 87% sealed. A deep voice speaks, not from a speaker, but from inside her mind. You were sent here to hide, but now they know. And you must remember everything. Light shoots into her forehead. She screams, not in pain, but from the flood of memory. Flashbacks. Kalara's lost past. She remembers space. Not just stars, but war. Her people were divided. Some believed in peace with humans. Others saw Earth as a threat. Kalara was created from both human and alien so she could be a bridge. But when the rulers of her planet learned what she was, they sent hunters to destroy her. Her father, an alien scientist, escaped with her in a small ship and sent her to Earth. Before launching, he locked away her memories to protect her. Now, the lock is broken. She remembers who she is and what she is. The message sent as her memories return. The black crystal sends a pulse into the sky, a signal, bright and fast, heading straight into space. Unseen by her, satellites above Earth pick up the strange energy. In a military base, alarms go off. Something just sent a signal from inside our borders, says a soldier. To where? Asks his commander. To deep space. Exact location unknown. Somewhere far away, enemy receives signal on a hidden alien warship. The signal is received. A tall warrior, wearing dark armor and glowing eyes, smiles. She's awake, he says. Another replies, send the eliminators. She must not survive the awakening. Back in the cave, Kalora falls to her knees, exhausted. Her nose bleeds slightly, but she's calm. She finally knows her purpose. She whispers, "They're coming, and this time I'll be ready." She picks up a strange small device left next to the crystal. It glows when she touches it. It's a weapon. Or maybe something more. Final scene. Dr. Lee receives a visitor late at night. Dr. Lee hears a knock at his lab's back door. Strange. No one should be there. He opens the door, and Clara stands there, eyes glowing faintly, the alien device in her hand. "I need your help," she says. "They found me, and I think they're already here." It begins with a sound, not a loud one. Just a soft click. And another. And another. Deep in the forest, far from any road, something is moving, but it's not human. 4 tall figures step out of the shadows. They wear armor that blends into the trees. No eyes, no mouths, just smooth helmets with red glowing lines. Their feet don't touch the ground. They float silently. Then one of them raises a small black cube. It spins once, then points toward the mountains. A voice speaks from inside their helmets, cold and inhuman. "Target signal confirmed. The hybrid is here." They vanish into thin air. Back at Dr. Lee's lab, Clara stands at the table, the alien device still glowing in her hand. "I remember everything now," she says. Dr. Lee watches her, unsure whether to be afraid or amazed. "You're saying you were made like an experiment?" Clara nods slowly. "Half human, half Ilari. I was created to stop a war before it began, but they saw me as a threat. Not just to their empire, but to the lie they were hiding." Dr. Lee's hands shake as he pulls up old files from a forgotten military archive. 30 years ago, Earth received strange radio pulses from space. The signals were never solved. Until now, they match Clara's DNA pattern exactly. "This has all happened before," Dr. Lee whispers. In the city, strange things begin. People begin reporting strange sightings. A blackout hits an entire neighborhood, but only for 60 seconds. Security cameras in a train station freeze, then show 4 shadowy figures walking through a wall. A dog barks nonstop at a streetlight until it explodes. The news doesn't cover it. But something is moving through the city. Something not from here. And they are searching. Clara feels it first that night. She wakes up in the lab, breathing heavily. Her eyes glow without control. They're here. Dr. Lee looks out the window. The street is empty, but Clara isn't talking about the street. She closes her eyes, focusing. "I can feel them. They're not using machines. They're using me." Dr. Lee doesn't understand. She points to her head. "They built a tracker inside my mind." The hunt begins. The 4 alien agents, known only as the Eliminators, move through the shadows. They don't kill, not yet. But anyone who gets in their way forgets everything. Like their memories were erased. They find the old cave. They find the crystal. They know she has unlocked the memory. She must not leave this planet alive. One of them hisses. They split up. Clara makes a choice. Lee shows her a map of old hidden bunkers from the Cold War. One of them is still functional, a perfect place to hide. But Clara shakes her head. "No more hiding." He looks at her, worried. "You can't fight them alone." "I'm not alone," she says. She lifts the alien device. It grows brighter. Her father left it for her. It's not just a tool. It's a memory storage and a weapon. Inside it, the truth about the Ilari Empire is recorded, and the proof that Clara's people destroyed entire planets to hide it. If I survive, the galaxy will know. Meanwhile, government gets involved back in a hidden military base. The strange signal from the mountain cave is finally decoded. The message is short. The hybrid has awakened. Earth is exposed. The general turns to his staff. If what this says is true, then Earth is not just part of a war. We're the battlefield. Final scene. Street attack. Alara and Dr. Lee try to leave the lab through the back alley, but something's waiting for them. A shadow moves, then a second. Then 4 red eyes glow in the dark. The eliminators have found her. Lara steps forward. No fear, only fire in her eyes. You want me? She says. Come and see what you created. She raises her hand, and for the first time she fights back. A blast of blue energy shoots from her palm, knocking 2 enemies into the wall. The alley explodes in light and chaos. Dr. Lee dives for cover. One of the eliminators charges toward Kalara with a blade that burns like plasma. She catches it with her bare hand. Her voice is calm. You should have left me in the stars. It begins with a funeral, but no one is dead yet. Kalara walks through the ruins of an old temple deep underground. Dust floats in the air. Strange symbols line the stone walls. Firelights flicker as if they remember the past. This place was built long ago by a secret group of Alari rebels. Her people. She doesn't remember coming here before. But somehow, her feet know where to go. A large circular chamber opens before her. In the center is a glowing coffin. Not human. Not alien. Hybrid. Just like her. Dr. Lee watches from behind. This place, he whispers. It's not on any map. Kalara walks to the coffin and places her hand on it. It responds. A soft hum. Then, a voice plays in the air. A woman's voice. Warm, familiar. If you are hearing this, then my daughter has awakened. Dr. Lee gasps. Daughter? Kalara's hands begin to tremble. You were born in secret. Your father, Ilari. A human. They said we were enemies. But we believed in something stronger. You are the key, not to destroy the empire, but to reveal its greatest lie. The Kalara sees it now clear in her memory. The Ilari Empire wasn't always evil. It began with peace, science, discovery. But when they found Earth, they panicked. Humans were growing fast. Technology, intelligence, emotion. The Ilari leaders feared Earth would one day challenge them. So they started a silent war, sending false signals to confuse Earth satellites, crashing test ships to make humans fear space, spreading stories about aliens being dangerous. They kept humans looking at the stars, but never reaching them. Kalara's creationer father was one of the few who believed in a future where Ilari and humans could live together. He broke the rules. He fell in love with a human scientist, Kalara's mother. Together, they used ancient Ilari tech to create something new. Kalara, not just a child, a symbol, a bridge. But when the Empire found out, they saw her as a virus, a risk. So they tried to erase her. And her parents. Kalara falls to her knees. Tears run down her cheeks, not just for the truth, but for what she lost. Her childhood, her mother, her home. She was never meant to live a normal life. She was made to end a war before it began. Outside, trouble grows while Kalara and Dr. Lee explore the temple. The world above is shifting. More sightings of strange figures, people disappearing, energy, readings growing unstable. Around power stations, the eliminators are preparing something. Not a hunt this time, a strike. Back in the temple, the final code. Kalara opens a sealed chamber under the coffin. Inside is a floating silver sphere. It glows the moment she touches it. Dr. Lee steps back. What is that? Kalara closes her eyes. It's the final code. A weapon? No, a truth bomb. She places it on her wrist. The device sinks into her skin and vanishes. Inside this code is the full record of what the Ilari Empire did. If I release it into their communication network, the entire galaxy will see them for what they are. Dr. Lee nods, but his face is tense. They'll do anything to stop you. Kalara opens her eyes. They're burning bright now, fierce, focused. Then let them try. Suddenly, a boom. The temple shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. The eliminators have found them. Kalara grabs Dr. Lee's arm. We need to go. Now. Escape. They race through hidden passages as alien energy blasts tear through walls. Stone crumbles. Flames spark. Kalara uses her powers, telekinesis, energy fields to shield them. But she knows, next time, it won't be enough. Final scene. A message sent back at a hidden base. Kalara hijacks a deep space transmitter. She looks into the camera, calm, brave. This is her message to the galaxy. My name is Kalara. I was created by two worlds, but claimed by none. I hold the truth the Alari Empire buried. I hold the code they fear. They want to silence me. They've sent killers, destroyed homes, lied for generations. But I am still here, and I will not run. She presses the button. The signal launches into space broadcasting. Across the stars, the Empire has been exposed. A single drop of blood fell to the floor. It hit metal with a soft tap, but the sound echoed like thunder in the silence. Kalara stood still. Her arm was cut, just a little, but that drop wasn't red. It was silver. Alive. Glowing. Her blood was reacting, changing. Because somewhere close, the enemy had arrived. A warning across the stars on a space station orbiting a distant planet. Alien scientists watched their screens in fear. She activated the code, one of them said. The commander stepped forward. Impossible. It was locked. Inside her DNA, another voice spoke, deeper, colder. Her blood is not a weakness. It is the weapon. If she unlocks the final phase, even we can't stop it. Back on Earth, Midnight Kala and Dr. Lee had escaped the temple. Barely. They now hid inside an old military safe house, deep underground. The air was heavy. The walls were shaking slightly, like the world itself was nervous. Kalara sat quietly, her hands glowing faintly. Something inside her had changed since she activated the final code. She could hear things now, signals, voices, even thoughts from miles away, and she could feel something rising inside her. Not fear, not pain. Power. Dr. Lee paces the room. I've checked the satellite scans, he said. 3 more alien ships just entered Earth's orbit. No official report, no military alert. Like they're invisible to human tech. Kalara nodded. They're cloaked, designed to hide from primitive planets. He looked at her. You mean us? She didn't reply. She didn't have to. The enemy makes a move across the city. People began collapsing. Lights flickered. Screens turned black. Phones screamed with high-pitched sounds. A silent digital virus, launched from orbit, began spreading, looking for one target. Kalara. But she was already ahead of them. She stood up. I need to stop running. Dr. Lee stepped forward. You can't face them alone. Kalara turned to him, her voice calm. I was made to fight this war, but now I choose to finish it. She walks into the storm. Kalara leaves the safe house. She walks into the night. Wind blowing her hair like fire. Above her, stars blink. Then move. 3 ships. Low orbit. Preparing something. She raises her hand. Her pulse increases. The final code is unlocking inside her blood. Her skin glows with patterns, ancient Ilari script written across her body like a map. Each symbol is a command, each line a weapon. Meanwhile, on the enemy ship, the alien commander watches her through a holographic screen. She's activating the blood protocol. Another officer steps back. Sir, if she reaches phase 3, then Earth burns, and we die with it. The commander sighs. Then stop her, now. The ground war begins across Earth. Shadow agents begin their final hunt. They storm buildings, hack into systems, spread lies online, calling Kalara a threat to mankind. The world turns against her. Some humans believe it. Some fight beside her. But Kalara doesn't try to explain. She walks forward. Alone. And then she transmits again, this time not with words, But with memory. Using the device in her blood, she sends raw truth into the Earth's atmosphere. Anyone with a screen sees it. A baby being created in a glowing chamber, half human, half alien. Her parents crying as they launch her into space. The Ilari Empire burning villages on alien worlds. Files proving they manipulated Earth's governments for decades. People freeze. The lie is broken. Earth is now fully awake. Final battle begins. The Ilari ships begin charging their cannons to destroy Earth before the truth spreads further. Kalara is already above the clouds. Floating. Alone. A trail of light follows her as she flies. She speaks once to no one and everyone. This is not about war. It's about freedom. I will not destroy your empire. I will show it the truth. And truth is the end of fear. She raises both hands. Her blood lights up like a star. And then she releases it. A shockwave of light, no sound. Just pure white energy. It blasts through the sky, into space, through the ships, into the Ilari network, replacing fire with memory, replacing code with confession. The ships stop. The enemy freezes, because they're not just facing her now, they're facing what she knows. It was not silence. Not yet. The world was holding its breath. Skies across the planet glowed faint blue. Satellites blinked with strange energy. The oceans were calm, too calm, as if Earth itself was listening. Above the clouds, Kalara floated. Alone, arms outstretched, eyes closed. The final code was now fully active inside her, every cell in her body buzzed with ancient power. She had stopped the attack. For now, but the real fight was just beginning. In orbit, the Empire responds inside the main Ilari mothership. Alarms blared. The Supreme Commander stood before a massive screen showing Kalara's glowing figure floating over Earth. She has merged with the core code, a soldier reported. Another added, if she speaks again, every world under our control will know what we've done. The commander's face twisted with fear and pride. She is no longer just a girl. He raised a cold hand. Then we will destroy her as a god. Back on Earth, a global reaction. People around the world had seen Kalara's memory transmission. Some were afraid, some were confused, but millions believed. Not because of her powers, but because of her pain. They had seen her story, her loss, her courage, her truth, and they began to stand with her. All over the world, screens lit up with one word, K single quotes Lara. Dr. Lee's final message in a bunker. Deep underground, Dr. Lee recorded one last transmission. He looked directly into the camera. If you're watching this, then Kalara is still fighting. She's not an alien. She's not a threat. She's proof of what we all could be if we stop being afraid of the unknown. She doesn't want to destroy the Empire. She wants to wake it up. Let her. Then he hit send. To every device on Earth. The Empire's last weapon from deep space, the Ilari Command released their final weapon, a planetary eraser. A sphere of pure antimatter, moving faster than light. It would hit Earth in less than 1 minute. Their goal was simple. If we cannot control the truth, we destroy the place it lives. But Kalara was already moving. The final stand. She rose above Earth's atmosphere. Cold space wrapped around her. But she didn't shiver. She could see the weapon approaching. A black dot in the stars. She took a deep breath. I wasn't born to kill. I was born to choose. And today, I choose life. She reached out with both hands, not to blast, but to connect. Her blood unlocks the final phase symbols. Across her arms light up. Her skin glows like the sun. Inside her, the final code does something it was never meant to do. It evolves. No longer just a truth. It becomes a signal of peace, broadcasting forgiveness, memory, and emotion into every Ilari ship. The commanders freeze. Soldiers drop their weapons. Screens all over the Empire begin to show images of the real history, the hidden crimes, the erased truths, the lost voices. Some cry, some scream, Some fall to their knees. The war is over, but the weapon is still coming. The final moment, Kalara turns, facing the black sphere of death. It's too fast to stop, too powerful to survive, she whispers. Then let me be the shield. And she dives into it. The two forces, her light and their darkness, collide above Earth in one blinding flash. For 10 seconds, nothing exists but white. Then silence. Earth. 1 hour later, the sky's clear. The stars return. No weapon. No explosion. Just calm. The people wait. The scientists wait. Dr. Lee waits. Then a falling light, a blue light, streaks down from space like a shooting star. It crashes into a field outside the city. People run toward it. There, lying in a crater, breathing alive, Kalara, bruised, burned, barely awake. But alive. Final scene. Voiceover, Kalara. I was created to stop a war, but I didn't win by force. I won by telling the truth. I showed them who I was. And in doing that, I showed them who they were. Maybe I'm not just Alari. Maybe I'm not just human. Maybe I'm hope.